Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. What's going on? It's Monday. Let me put up a poll. Well, the chat is up and running. Start a poll. If I could learn to spell. Let's try this again. Start poll. Do you think the United States would attack Cuba? I didn't put next in there. I just attacked Cuba. What's going on? Yeah, it's Monday. I'm excited. Start of a new week. I actually had a surprise dinner yesterday. 12 family members took me out to dinner. I did not see it coming. It was nice. I had a good time. We had, basically 4 generations. It was interesting. So, what's going on, people? Afternoon Chat, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The guest stars of this show are the people in the chat. They determine what we talk about. They are in charge of the show, whether they realize it or not. If you want to be able to chat, you need to download that Discord app from YouTube. It's free, just like the show is free. You won't find any midstream ads, no sponsors, no commercials of any kind. I'm not running for political office. I'm not trying to become an online influencer, and I'm not coming out with a line of merch. You keep your wallet. I keep my sanity. That works out fine for me. So what's going on? Yeah, my heart was warmed yesterday by family, so I'm fine. Not stressed out at all. Even though the war is still going on, I think the pervert Trump is going to have U.S. troops go kidnap some little girls for him. That's the way it looks to me. You may see it different, but I think he's going to use the U.S. military to get him another stable full of young girls. I wish the press would ask him real questions. You know, what's the youngest child you ever molested? Let's ask him that. Yeah, he'll get real angry. Nice. Sorry, I got no more patience for the man. He's lost his marbles, if he ever had any to begin with. My opinion. Feel free to voice yours. Jump in the chat, enlighten me, educate me, straighten me out. You're more than welcome. Our government of perverts and warmongers are sickening me. I can't stand them, any of them. Vote them all out of office. Anyone that holds political office in this country, vote them out. We need new people. The people we got suck. We need new people. That's my opinion. I'm sorry, but morally and ethically, these people they're not measuring up. None of them. Congress is supposed to keep the president in check. They're not. The international airports now have ICE agents. Oh, yeah, that's marvelous. Yeah, it makes no sense. None of this makes any sense. Immigration is a very complex issue. But these ICE agents are completely untrained. And they do not have a signed warrant by a judge, so they should not be taking anyone into custody. Without a signed warrant by a judge, a real bona fide warrant, there is no due process. Due process has worked for 250 years. Why don't we have due process now? You must go in front of a judge. They are not taking these people to a jail. They're taking these people to a concentration camp, generally out of state. ICE arrested a woman in the San Francisco airport today. My guess is in about 2 weeks, she'll turn up in Texas or Florida. She will not have seen a court of law. She will not have had an attorney present. None of our rights. They are throwing due process under the bus. And it's not right. It's illegal. And your Congress people and your senators are supposed to keep this president in check, and they are failing to do their job. So I say vote them all out of office. Let's get brand new people. I don't care who the hell they are, just not these people. This government is subpar. They are worse than subpar. They are criminal. That's my opinion. I have freedom of speech here in this country. If you live in another country that does not have freedom of speech, don't get in a chat and give yourself problems. We don't want anyone to have problems. There are enough problems in the world. We're not trying to create more here. And sometimes I go overboard in voicing my opinion, but if you don't like my opinion, feel free to jump in the chat and change the subject. That's why the chat's activated. Your opinion matters. You have a right to voice it on this show. Yeah, I smoke cigarettes. I don't recommend you do it. I smoke cigarettes and pot. I don't recommend you do it either. That's your proof that I'm not AI. AI doesn't smoke. So what's on your mind today? What do you guys want to talk about? Yeah, these ICE agents, out of control. As far as I'm concerned, this is a compounding problem. It's not going to get better on its own. My personal opinion, if ICE is in the airports, everyone should stop flying on airplanes. Corporate America backs the politicians that are in charge. Corporate America needs to be boycotted. Corporate America bribes our politicians. So let corporate America suffer for their actions. You put in politicians that are destroying America, you pay the price. Don't fly. Why fly? Why continue to give them money? Why continue to be in business with them? I'm not going to fly anywhere. They can't have any of my money. That's the way I feel about it. Your take may be different, but these corporations that want to bribe our politicians and turn our country into a hellhole, they deserve to be boycotted, in my opinion. I don't like them. Corporations should not be bribing politicians. Corporations should be minding their own damn business. Some corporations are bribing your politicians, and your politicians are the ones that are allowing this bad behavior to continue in this country. If you want to go to the airport and get shot by ICE, your prerogative. Feel free. Knock yourself out. If you don't knock yourself out, maybe they'll knock you out. I'm not going anywhere near an airport. Don't want them to shoot me. I don't even want to be roughed up and shipped to Texas for 2 months. No, thank you. I honestly believe that if the airports were empty, that the only ones there were ICE and TSA, this shit would end right away. When it starts costing the corporation money, they change their tune real quick. Well, they only live for the money. Unemployment in this country is high. Inflation in this country is high. Is that what you wanted? It's not what I wanted. But I didn't vote the perverts in. This whole government is full of perverts, as far as I'm concerned, both sides of the aisle. Why aren't they on TV telling you how bad this is? Why aren't they on TV demanding that ICE withdraw? They could be. I got a TV show, so your senators could have one. I can activate the chat, so your senators could activate the chat. This does not cost millions of dollars. It literally costs me $13.99 a month. Think about that. I can get on here 5 days a week and talk to you, but your senators can't, your congressman can't, your governor can't. Oh, they can. They won't. And there you have it. You can jump in here and hold me accountable for everything that I say. That's why they're not here. That's why they're not talking to you. They only want your vote. They don't want your opinion. They want your vote coming election time, and they want your money, but they don't want your opinion. If I can get on TV and talk to the world for $14 a month, so can they. They choose not to talk to you by choice. Their choice, not your choice. I'm sorry, it's just absurd. These people are piss poor Americans, in my opinion. I don't think any of them should be in office, including the half a dozen that I like. None of them should be there. They're ineffective. Why do you think they're not here? They don't want your opinion. They don't want your input. That should educate you. That should tell you something. You should glean something from their inaction. They're allowing the war in Iran to continue. They're allowing the immigration problems in America to continue. They're allowing inflation in America to continue. They're allowing this even though we don't want this. I feel good by the end of the day. I will speak my mind. I will express my opinion. So I feel good at the end of the day. I don't know how these people sit across Sunday dinner from their family and look them in the eye when they're letting all this crap go on in America. Our elected officials are allowing all of this to continue. Just the same way that they allowed Epstein Island to continue. That shit went on for 30 years. They knew about it. These girls were complaining in 1990. It's now 2026. "36 years?" The complaints were ignored by the US government. They knew it was happening, just like they know what's happening now. I'm telling you, they're lying to you about everything. Our government is nothing but constant lies. The corporate America objective is chaos. That's the way it appears to me. Which corporation wanted ICE in the airports? I have no idea. One of them did. Trump couldn't think this up on his own. Sorry, he's not that smart. It's past 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Trump's already asleep. He's nodding off somewhere. Okay. He's not aware of what's going on. I'm not sure he knows that it's Monday. Oh, I heard him last week saying that Governor Newsom was president of the United States. He's not. He's never run for president. But you can't tell Trump that. These politicians are allowing all this shit to go down. They like the chaos because they're robbing you blind while it happens. They're stealing. It's all this is. All these politicians are there to steal from you. That's my opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and voice yours. This cannot end well for us. We're already 40 trillion in debt. I don't think you people know what a trillion is. I know how large a number that is. I can't understand why. I understand that the media is biased. I understand that they're giving you nothing but propaganda. But independent media is where I find my information. I can guarantee you they're lying to you about the deaths in the war, the wounded in the war, the amount of damage in the war, and the cost of the war. Guaranteed, they're lying about all of it. They're not telling you the truth. They are cooking the books. This is a bunch of frauds. They honestly believe if they tell you a lie often enough, it becomes true. It does not. Facts and figures don't lie. People do. These greedy people are filling their own pockets. Right now, gas prices are jumping. I can guarantee you corporate profits are up. Oil company profits are up. I guarantee you they had millions and millions of barrels of oil sitting in ships floating around the ocean waiting for the price to go up. By design, you look at their corporate profits at the end of 2026, and they will have record profits this year at your expense and at my expense. It's all bullshit. They're lying through their teeth. They're all making money. This is all them stealing money. The $39 trillion debt that they're admitting to, it's not accurate. It's larger. The debt is larger than what they're telling you. I think that by the end of Trump's term, we will be $50 trillion in debt. Think about it. He got into office, we were what? 36 trillion in debt? These people are just stealing. That's all this is their greed. They're all turning a profit. And you are the bottom line. You're not turning a profit. You're paying the price. There's no quick fix to this. We'll be paying off this debt for generations to come. You remember back in the days when they said, oh, we got to have a balanced budget. Where are those guys? It's horrible. They took us off the gold standard so that they could print money that they did not have. And now we're living with that result. And we are already in a recession. They just won't admit to it. But this is a recession. We're on our way to a depression. They want you to think the U.S. economy is growing. It's not growing. It's shrinking. The amount of money they're stealing is growing. The economy is not. Trump came into office and he started a trade war with the world. Reduced imports, reduced exports. Then he fired 250,000 federal employees. Another negative. Now, immigration has destroyed tourism in this country. Another negative. Unemployment is on the rise. Another negative. You cannot add all these negatives and come out with a positive number. There is no positive growth in the U.S. economy. It is shrinking. The only thing they're spending money on is military. In the military that wanted this war, not the men and women in the military, I'm talking about the military industrial complex, those clowns that make money by making missiles and airplanes. That's the military that wanted this war. They wanted this war so that they can sell more missiles, more airplanes. That is not helping the U.S. economy. And they just found out that they bit off more than they could chew. They cannot make billions of dollars in profit by manufacturing drones. A high-priced drone goes for $30,000. How can you make $1 billion in profit off of a $30,000 drone? You can't. You would have to sell 12 million of them suckers. They're not gonna. The military-industrial complex cannot make their billions in profit by making these little ticky-tack drones. They need you to buy multi-million-dollar missiles, multi-million-dollar jet planes. That's how they make their billions in profit. These drones, they can't make that kind of money on them. They could make millions in profit, but millions in profit isn't good enough for these guys. They need billions. I can guarantee you the U.S. economy is shrinking. You cannot get positive growth from negative numbers. It doesn't work that way. Math is a constant. Facts and figures do not lie. People do. They're lying to you. They're cooking the books. That's what Trump was convicted of. Cooking the books. If you want to believe the numbers coming out of this current pervert regime, go ahead. I ain't buying any of it. I know for a fact these guys are stealing us blind. They have been for years, and they're going to continue for years. They will not stop. It's just like they're still raping children. They're not going to stop until we hold them accountable, and nobody is holding them accountable. They're getting away with it. Jeffrey Epstein was a pimp. Who took his place? You can't tell me these guys ain't still chasing their dicks. I'm never going to believe you. They're still chasing their dicks. There's a new pimp on the block. We just don't know who it is yet. But I guarantee you, they're still chasing women. They're still chasing little girls. I'm afraid that these guys are just going to continue. Why would they stop committing their crimes? They're getting rich. Well, they were already rich. They're getting richer. The sickest part of all of it is that they had generational wealth to begin with. Generational wealth means that they never have to work another day in their lives. Their children never have to work another day in their lives. Their grandchildren never have to work a day in their lives. Their great-grandchildren never have to work a day in their lives. Generational wealth. They already possess it. They have it in hand. And they're stealing more. It's not enough. They are going to just keep on stealing, keep on chasing women, keep on raping little girls. They think it's okay. They don't care about you and I. They don't care about us except when it's time to vote. And then they don't want to do anything except get us to vote for them. That's all they care about. We need to vote them all out of office. Don't re-elect anyone. If they currently hold public office, vote them out. Get rid of them. We need a whole new group of people in there. Replace them all. They have no value to us. It's the exact opposite. They're costing us all money. They're costing us all peace of mind. I'll give you some truths. Truth number one, no country on earth will ever attack America. That's a truth. Here's another one. We need immigrants in this country. That's another truth. We need immigrants. Our birth rate is dropping. It's reducing. Who's going to pay all the taxes? If there's no babies being born, who's going to grow up and pay all the taxes? Without immigration, what's going to happen? No one will be there to pay the taxes. We need immigration. Those people are not on welfare. You must be a U.S. citizen in order to qualify for welfare. You cannot get a dime from them. They won't give you a can of soup if you're not an American citizen. They're not collecting Social Security, but they are paying into it. They're also not voting. You must be a U.S. citizen in order to register to vote. So tell me again, how are these people voting if they can't even register? They're not voting. You're being lied to. Immigrants cannot vote. Immigrants cannot collect welfare. And they're not felony criminals. If you come into the United States illegally, it is not a felony. It's a misdemeanor. It's a fix-it ticket. They are basically telling them, you skipped the line. I saw you swim across the river. You skipped the line. You must go back and get in line and come through the border. If you come into this country, it is not a felony. It's a misdemeanor. It's a fix-it ticket. Your headlight is out. You get that fixed, you don't have to pay the ticket. That's what happens when you swim across the Rio Grande. come into this country illegally. It's a fix-it ticket. It is not a felony. You're not going to do hard time. You're not going to go to prison. They tell you, you either get in line and come through immigration like you're supposed to, or go back to your own country. I'm not lying to you. Nobody's paying me to tell you this. As a matter of fact, I'm the only one I see on TV telling you this at all. They could tell you the truth. The U.S. government, the President of the United States could tell you the truth. Illegals are not voting. Illegals are not on welfare. Illegals are not taking your job. You don't want to stand out in that field and pick watermelon. It's hot. You don't want to do it. Come harvest time this summer, food's going to be laying there going bad. It's not going to get picked. If it even gets planted, it's not going to get picked. When there's a food shortage, food prices go up. Harvest time, it's August. This is the end of March, April, May, June, July. 5 months from now, we're screwed. If there's nobody to pick that food, we're screwed. You don't get it. We need that immigration. We need those people. And we should be telling them, please, if you would, when you come in legally, please have a child. Why? Because we need more Americans. Why? Because the baby boomers are dying. They're getting old. They're getting aged out. I'm 69. Look at this gray. This is some serious shit. I can't go and work like I did when I was in my 20s. We need those immigrants. We need those people to come into this country, and we should be asking them, please have children. Who's going to pay the taxes? If there ain't no babies, there's no young adults. If there's no young adults, who's paying the taxes? They're not going to get paid. There won't be any people to pay them. We need more babies so that those babies can get educated, can grow up, and pay the taxes. That tax burden that you're fighting right now has got to be paid by someone. Who's going to pay it if there's no babies, no younger generation coming up? You think AI is going to pay your taxes? Ain't going to happen. AI is actually going to cost us more jobs. AI is not going to cure disease. How do we cure disease? By educating our children. When we educate our children, they grow up and they discover cures. AI can't do that. AI does not have imagination. All AI can do is the same thing you can do on your computer, copy and paste. Without the human beings, the imagination of the human beings, we're screwed. We need all the human beings. And we need to have children, and we need to educate those children so that they might grow up and solve the problems of this planet. The bears ain't going to do it. The rabbits, the fish, they're not going to solve our problems. Only the human beings are. Machines aren't going to solve our problems. Human beings are. I honestly believe that. Human beings must get educated. Then they grow up, and then they think up cures. They imagine a better world. And then we test, and then we come up with cures for disease, for with the things that are the illnesses. We're looking hard for a cure for cancer right now. AI exists right now. Why hasn't an AI come up with our cure for cancer? Because it can't. It can't imagine. The only thing that can imagine is the human brain. Grok can't tell you anything it hasn't read before. But a human being can. We have one planet and we have one human race. Something goes wrong on the planet, we need the human race to solve it. If it doesn't get solved, what's happening? It's all going to crash. It's all going to come to an end. Over the course of 1,000,000 years, the earth will start over again. We're in trouble because of the greed of these human beings that are running our country, our planet. And I'm sorry, but I haven't seen one human being that can solve anything. It's got to take a group. It's got to take all of us. When that cure for cancer comes, I don't care if it's from a Palestinian. I don't care if it's from an Israeli. I don't care if it's from an Iranian. As long as we get the cure. I don't care where it comes from. I don't care what human being comes up with the solution to our problems. But I know it will be a human being. It can't be a machine. Trust me, we're in trouble. All of these negative things are going on because people are stealing from you. They're stealing you blind. You just don't realize it. You're looking at culture war issues, or you're watching the news and letting them spew their propaganda out there. I can tell you right now, all war is bad. None of it is good. Innocent people are getting killed so that they can distract you, so that they can rape your children, so that they can steal your money. This is what they're interested in. Epstein Island was allowed to continue by the U.S. government. They knew what was happening and they said it's okay. They were making money. They were filling their pockets. That's all this is about. All of it. The Israeli government sent Jeffrey Epstein, and they said, hold wild parties, get dirt on all these politicians, on all these world and corporate leaders. Get dirt on them so that we can blackmail them and we can control them or bribe them. The U.S. government found out about it and they said, oh, we like espionage too. We like getting dirt on people too. We like controlling people too. So they allowed it to continue. Three decades. That means under President Bush, George W., under Obama, under Biden, under Trump, Republicans and Democrats, they allowed this to continue. They knew about it and they said, it's okay. We started a war with Iran because they've got a copy. Israel has got a copy of the tape of Trump molesting a young child. Don't worry, that's not the only copy. Russia's got a copy too. They own him. He's their bitch. He will do whatever they say in order to be able to sit here and double up his wealth and not have to face any consequences. They got the dirt on him back in the 90s. They've owned him ever since. Putin has a copy of the tape as well. It's simple blackmail. Shouldn't be happening. None of it should. Congress is supposed to hold the president accountable. Congress is just as dirty. They're just as corrupt. Israel doesn't just bribe Republicans, they bribe Democrats too. If they don't have dirt on you, they bribe you. It's transactional. Bribery, blackmail. Bribery, blackmail. We can do both at the same time. We can juggle and get everything we want. And it's all so that they can steal. They can get power. They can get money. They can double up their wealth. President Trump's first term, he learned. He got educated. The second term, now look what the hell he's doing. Destroying the entire world. He sold out the free world in his first term. You remember the Helsinki hand job? Where he went and jacked off Putin and he says, how's that, sir? His second term, what did he follow it up with? Oh, the Alaska ass kissing. Let's roll out the red carpet. While you've been distracted with this war, he's removed the sanctions on Russia. He's removed the sanctions on Iran. Why? To make money. This greed is killing America. Look at this greed with these people, the same as you would a meth addict sitting in the gutter. He'll do anything for his next fix. Anything. They're addicted to their own greed. That's the way it appears to me. I'm just one guy sitting on his couch in Michigan. I don't have any inside information. I'm not politically connected. Hell, I'm not connected. But I'm telling you, this is not going to end well for us. Do you want to be $50 trillion in debt? That's where we're headed. They tell you that wars are only costing $2 billion a day. They're lying. They're cooking the books. They're not giving you the real numbers. As we speak, the American debt is climbing, and it's not slowing down. It's climbing at a very fast rate. $1 trillion. The war in Iraq, $8 trillion it costs the United States. $8 trillion. So tell me, you really think we didn't just blow $1 trillion? Attacking Iran is a big waste of money, if nothing else. Let alone the death, the destruction, the heinous crimes, blowing up schools and hospitals and synagogues. They've got AI doing the targeting. AI knows war and understands war and what is going to get response. Mass casualty events. So they're bombing schools. Kill as many kids as you can. Or would you prefer they send the U.S. troops in to abduct those kids so that Donnie can rape them? It's all so disgusting. It's sad. These people are pathetic. They are addicted to their own greed. Let me ask you this. Do you think Trump killed or had Epstein killed? I do. He was in jail during Trump's first term and then committed suicide. I think he had him killed. I don't know what else to tell you. Afternoon chat, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The guest stars of the show are the people in the chat. They determine what we talk about. It's up to them. When no one jumps in the chat, we're stuck with whatever wanders through my mind on any given day. I'm not going to stream dead air. I'm going to talk. If I can't have a conversation with you, then we're stuck with wherever my mind wanders. I watch a lot of politics. I watch a lot of news. But this show isn't about politics. It's not about news. It's about whatever you guys want to talk about. If you want to sit here and talk meatloaf recipes, that's fine by me. I have no script. I have no agenda. My plan is to meet people from all over the world and find out what's on their mind. What are their priorities? What do they want to talk about? I sat here and watched the news this morning and I had my coffee and I'm like, well, okay. ICE, immigration, the pervert, Donnie Trump. That's what's on my mind. Yesterday at dinner, I was sitting next to an 11-year-old and a 7-month-old baby on the other side in mama's lap. Well, in the high chair part of it, but both girls. I'm hoping Donald Trump never gets his mitts on either one. That's sad to think about. They're not done. They're going to keep molesting children. They're going to keep making war. They're going to keep stealing money. Congress is not stopping them. Congress doesn't do their job. The president runs rampant. When Congress doesn't keep him under control, if there's no checks and balance, he is a king. Sorry, but that's the way I see it. I'm just one guy sitting on one end of his couch. But I'm telling you, this is not going to end well. Do you think he's going to attack Cuba? I do. I think he's going to attack anybody to keep from releasing the rest of the Epstein files. Donald Trump, in his first term, sold out the free world. His second term, his goal, destroy NATO. Make sure America is not friends with any of the NATO countries. Sabotage all our allies. I guarantee you he has given all of our top secrets that we knew about our allies. I guarantee you he has turned those over to Russia and China and North Korea. That's why when he left in his first term, he stole all those documents to sell them. They found some of them at an auction in Dubai. Top secret U.S. documents were in an auction in Dubai. But they didn't let the press tell you about that, did they? Yeah, they control the press. The press is not news. It's not a free press anymore. Now it's propaganda. That's all it is. They're going to keep chasing women. They're going to keep making war. They're going to keep abusing children. It's what they do. They're no different than that junkie sitting in the gutter. Need their next fix. Only these guys, they want billions of dollars. Billions of dollars, and they don't care who they take it from. You, me, everybody. It's their only concern. Mark my words. What is this, March 23rd? I'm telling you, this war is costing more than you know. There's more casualties than you know. There's more wounded than you know. There's more damages than you know. If you were to ever get the rest of the Epstein files, you'd find out all this shit. Everything. It's worse than you can imagine. The U.S. economy is shrinking. Inflation is running rampant, and corporate profits are up. They're making money, honey. It's what they do. I know you don't believe me. I understand. But I'm telling you, this time next year, you'll be able to look up corporate profits and you'll see they're all making bank. You and I are paying it every time. The grocery store, the gas station, your rent, your power, everything's costing you more. The best thing you can do is vote all existing politicians out of office. Get new people in there. That's it. I got nothing else. The corporations are bribing your politicians not to represent you. For $14 a month, your state senators, your congresspeople, your governors, your mayors could be on YouTube talking to you with a live chat room. Why aren't they here? They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to be held accountable. You ask tough questions. What you see on TV is staged. Those town halls, staged. It's a TV show production. It is not real. You're not going to get to ask real questions if you attend. The people that they are plants in the audience. Their questions have been prepared. Hell, they've done that with the press conferences in the White House. Caroline Leavitt's press conferences, they've got ringers sitting in the audience with prepared questions. If you don't read the prepared questions, they boot you out the room. It's all staged. It's all fake. It's all a TV show. It's Donald Trump's reality TV come to life. It's not real. Back in Trump's first term, there was a woman called Maria Butina. She was Russian. She was involved with the Republican Party. I saw Trump's town hall. Maria Butina stood up and asked a question. She was a plant. It's all fake, folks. All of it. CNN, ABC, NBC, and CBS have all caved to Trump. You're not seeing news, you're seeing propaganda. They're giving you this is what we want to tell America. This is our storyline. We made it all up. None of it is real. Just like the unemployment figures that are coming from the White House now, not real. Lies. They've cooked the books. They're not giving you the real numbers. Those real numbers for last year are going to trickle out after the midterm elections. December. They'll start trickling out and they'll say, oh, 2025, I guess we lost jobs and the economy shrank. Oh, well, too late to fix it now. You cannot get positive growth from negative numbers. It's not possible. The GDP, the gross domestic product, that's the grand total of everyone doing business with the United States or within the United States. All of it. That's the number that comes up as the GDP, gross domestic product. They gave $1 trillion to the military. That goes into the GDP. Everything we spend on in this country goes to the GDP. They gave $1 trillion to the military so that they could order more planes, more bombs, more missiles, right? That's the only positive for 2025 was that trillion that they gave. That was it. There were no others. Immigration is down. That's a negative on the economy. We need those immigrants. They work jobs. They pay taxes. They spend money. Immigration is down. Now you got the trade war. Exports down. Imports down. Trump fired 250,000 government workers. That's a paycheck that's not getting spent. 250,000 paychecks not getting spent. It's all reducing the GDP. They're all negatives. Bankruptcies on the rise. Americans are going broke. Businesses are going broke. Costs are going up. There's no growth in the U.S. economy. It's shrinking. They're telling you that it's growing, but it's not. It's shrinking. and it's going to continue to shrink. Because of the war, later this year, they're going to tell you, oh, we need more military money to try to bolster the 2026 GDP numbers. They're going to need another $1 trillion. Well, mark it up on the debt. That's all they're doing. They're printing money we don't have. And they're not telling you what numbers they do give to you are bogus. They made them up. We lost jobs in 2025. There was no net gain. There was no positive number. We lost jobs. Watch what happens this year. They're taking health benefits away from people. Medicare, Medicaid reductions, kicking people off. They're going to kick people off on unemployment. You can't get unemployment. Sorry. This is all negatives. It's what Trump is. It's a giant negative, a drain on the U.S. so that he can double up his personal wealth, so that he can build a Trump Tower in Vietnam and another one in Moscow. I guarantee you he's going to have one on the Gaza Strip. I guarantee you. He's having them draw the plans up for it now. It's horrible. And I'm not sure J.D. Vance would be any better. I'm sorry. J.D. Vance was handpicked by Peter Thiel. It's the same pedophiles. All of these pedophile billionaires. It's all of them. The same ones. And if you get rid of J.D. Vance, who you got? Mike Johnson? Give me a break. Oh, none of this is any good. Trump's going to try to cancel the midterms. He will fail because elections are run by the state, not the federal government. So he will fail to cancel the midterms. Many of these Republicans will be gone. And the second that he fails in the midterms, and it looks like he's about to get impeached, you're going to see every billionaire that's in his cabinet start running for the hills. Give me my pardon and I'm out of here. That's how it's going to go down. The pedophiles are going to run and turn on Trump quick. And they're going to tell you Trump is fine. He's a great leader. He's not. He's a con man. A pedophile. A convicted criminal. Well, you deserve what you get. You elected him. Sorry. It's just like what Fetterman did. They come in, they tell you what lies you want to hear. They get into office, and the second they get into office, oh, by the way, I'm not a Democrat, I'm a Republican. Lies. You fall for their lies. It's your fault. Stop listening to their lies. Do you invite liars into your home? I don't invite them into my home. Once I find out someone's a liar, I don't have any time for them. Sorry, ain't gonna happen. I don't like liars and I don't like thieves, and that's what all these people are. Congress is just as guilty as Trump. The Senate, just as guilty as Trump. The Supreme Court, just as guilty as Trump. If 4 guys go to rob a bank, 3 of them enter the bank and 1 sits in the getaway car, he didn't walk into the bank. He's just sitting in the getaway car. When we try them, he gets convicted of bank robbery. Even though he was only bank robbery adjacent, he gets convicted of bank robbery. So if Trump was pedophile adjacent, would he be convicted? All these people are guilty. And the U.S. government condoned it all, and they're still covering it up. And you people believe that they were going to release the Epstein files. Stop believing their bullshit lies. If you're still believing their lies, you're adjacent, you're taking part in the same crimes, and you're not even getting paid. As far as I'm concerned, pedophile adjacent is a pedophile. As far as I'm concerned, a liar is not welcome in my home. I'm not going to vote for them. I'm not going to donate money to them. I'm not going to take part in anything that they want to do. Ever. It's not going to happen. When Congress does not hold the president accountable, they are adjacent. They are guilty of the same crimes. Congress is allowing ICE agents into the airports. Congress is allowing ICE agents to violate American civil rights. Congress is allowing ICE to abduct people and usher them out of state 12 hours later. Congress is allowing immigration to skip the Constitution. Congress is allowing this to happen. They are all guilty by association. Each and every one of them. Vote them all out of office. No more incumbents. I wrote that in my book in 2021. Okay. No more. These incumbents are bad for America. These are not upstanding, moral, or ethical men. These people that are running this country are, in essence, trying to destroy the world because they think they are in power, so they will be on top when it all crumbles. All those people living in Dubai didn't think Iran was going to attack them. Why? Because they're rich. They think they're above the fray. They're not. I'm sorry, but all of these people are bad. They're bad for America. They're bad for the world. Trump does not understand. He doesn't care. He's not empathetic. He's a sociopath. All he cares about is feeding his own addiction. He likes power. He likes greed. He likes money. To the countries of NATO, if you want to get rid of Trump, get those tapes. Publish those tapes. Once America sees the tape of Trump molesting young children, he'll never bother you again. But until the American people see that, Trump's in power. Hell, next year he'll probably try to legalize pedophilia. He's okay with it. I honestly think these guys want to bring back slavery. I'm sorry, but that's the way it looks to me. Just my opinion. I don't have any proof, but I got a sickening gut feeling that tells me these people want to bring back slavery. These are some very disgusting people. The debauchery, the heinous crimes that they commit. They don't meet my ethical or moral standards at all. They're not even close. It's no contest. I'm actually hoping the other way around. I'm hoping our next president uses their own tools against them. Have ICE go and pick up all of these pedophiles, imprison them in some concentration camp, and just disappear them. No due process is necessary. It's been proven. If ICE doesn't need due process, have ICE arrest all the pedophiles. Get them out of here. I'm hoping our next president will take advantage and say, okay, ICE, I got a private army at my disposal. Go get them all. Pick them up. You don't need a warrant. Don't got to prove anything. Arrest them. Get them out. Put them on a bus and send them overseas. Yeah, I'm saying drive them into the ocean. Corporate America, these corporate CEOs that are bribing your politicians, what do you think of them? They're adjacent to the criminal. They're paying that politician to not hold Trump accountable. These corporate CEOs are just as guilty. Just like the getaway car driver at the bank robbery, you're just as guilty. You took part in it. I would love to see the day when they're taking Pam Bondi and Kash Patel away in cuffs, and they're saying, wait, I need due process. There's a constitution. No, you destroyed it, you dumbass. If ICE doesn't need due process, use ICE and arrest all these pedophiles. Get them the hell out of here. And for all these ICE agents, I'll tell you, I hope the next president unmask all of you, put you on a no-fly list and said, probable terrorists. Every time you walk up to an American citizen and spray him with mace without cause, you are destroying your own civil rights, you dumbass. Every time you hold a man down and beat him and shoot him in the back 10 times, you are destroying your own civil rights. If you're an ICE agent, I can only hope you get what you deserve. The same way you're violating our civil rights, you're violating your own civil rights. How stupid is that? You people didn't think this thing through. You didn't. This is what criminals do. They don't think their actions will have ramifications. There are consequences for your actions. Think about that the next time you pistol whip somebody. There are consequences for your actions. You will be held accountable, if not by this president, by the next. You think he's going to write you a pardon? He doesn't even know you're alive, you dumbass. You're not a billionaire. He only knows billionaires. He only socializes with billionaires. You don't fit the criteria. You'll be lucky he doesn't deport you. Okay? Send you to CCOT. If you're working for ICE, you got a whole world of hurt coming your way, because this is not going to end well for you. Americans ain't going to forget this shit. And we're getting your faces on camera. There'll be a paper trail. You're collecting a paycheck, right? There'll be a paper trail that leads right up to you, you dumbass. Okay. They got paper trails on all of us. There's paper trails that lead to Jeffrey Epstein, too. I'm telling you, if you're a former director of the CIA, if you were that director within the last 35 years, guess what, honey? You're at risk. You better pull an Ellen DeGeneres. You better move out of the country to a country that won't expedite your ass. This is not going to end well for any of these people. All of these cabinet members, they're all going to go down. They're all criminal. They're all stealing. Trump's got at least $500 million sitting in a Qatari bank that he stole from the country of Venezuela. You don't think the international courts will go after that? Think again. The international courts are run by all the people Trump just pissed off. Our old allies. Yeah. Trump thinks Russia is a U.S. ally. Do you? I don't. Trump thinks Israel is an ally. Do you? I don't. If they were really an ally, would they have sicked Jeffrey Epstein on our children? The U.S. government is out of control. The only way to get it under control is to release the blackmail tapes. I don't want to see the children get raped. I don't. I have no desire to see that at all. But that's what the country needs in order to turn on this pedophile that's running the joint. Nothing short of that. Release those damn tapes. These people are not good people. Good people don't sit around plotting against one another. Good people are too busy. They don't think like that. Are you sitting on your couch thinking about robbing a 7-Eleven tonight? Sane people aren't, but I can guarantee you Trump's cabinet, they're sitting around trying to think of how they can get their hands on their next billion. Guarantee you that's what these people are doing. Well, outside of their whining and dining champagne and caviar nights, the pedophiles are thinking up ways to get your children. If you don't hold Trump accountable next year, he'll try to legalize pedophilia. If he's not being held accountable, why wouldn't he? I think they're going to try to bring slavery back. I really do. They think that the rich should be able to enslave the poor. Period. That's why corporations increase their profits every year, but still have minimum wage workers. How is that possible? If corporate profits increase every year, how is there any American still working for minimum wage? Shouldn't be happening. We're the richest country in the world. We're so rich, all of our government wants our money. All right, I got to end the poll. I got no action on this poll today. I think the United States will attack Cuba. I honestly do. But I don't get to vote. So I'll just end the poll. I'm trying to learn with these polls. I'll try to create a better one tomorrow. I screwed up today. I don't know. Do you want Trump to legalize pedophilia? Are you okay with that? I'm not, but I have a granddaughter. None of this makes any sense. None of this is necessary. None of this is necessary. It's not necessary to tariff. It's not necessary to have wars. It's not necessary to do anything with ICE. It's not necessary. They choose to do this, just like they chose to molest those young girls. It's all sad. I don't have any good news. Not on any of that. My good news was I went to dinner with my family yesterday, had a blast. 2-hour dinner. Had a nice visit. It was hilarious. The service was good. The food was good. I got no complaints at all. Hopefully, something good will happen. But don't hold your breath, because we're living in this reality TV show that is, well, the deck's stacked against us. I got to put it into those terms. I worked in the casino industry most of my adult life, 33 plus years. And I'm telling you, the deck is stacked against us. The people of America are in trouble because of the leaders that we've elected, because our corporations do not have morals, they do not have ethics. They are suffering from the same addiction to their own greed. They're not going to turn. All of this crap with Epstein, not one of these guys went to the government and said, I'll turn state's evidence. I'll testify about what I saw. Not a single one of them. They have no conscience. They show no remorse. That's why I think it's going to go the other way. They're going to try to legalize pedophilia. They're going to try to legalize it so they can continue to do it. I'm sorry, but I think they want to bring back slavery. Kevin, hey, how's Hawaii, brother? I love you. I missed you. How's the family? Doing good, I hope. My oldest son calls me Pops too. You know that, right? I don't know. Did I tell you that? He's called me that since he was a teenager. I will respond to the word Pops. My youngest calls me old man. I don't really care for that one, but at least he's talking, you know? Well, I'm glad you're doing good. I'm sorry it's overcast, but I'm sorry you don't get too much sympathy for Hawaii weather. Okay, I'm in Michigan. It's 32 degrees out there today. If I want to go for a walk after the show, I got to wear a winter coat. Okay. There's no snow, but it's still cold and windy, you know. But I do appreciate you stopping by. I have missed you. Slow show today. I just been rambling. The core. All human beings are the same. At the same time, we are all unique individuals. I think that's exciting. That we can all be identical, but different. I think that's wonderful. It makes us all unique. Imagine if everybody was the exact same carbon copy. We were all like clones, identical to one another. There'd never be anything to talk about. I do want to tell you that I appreciate you, Kevin. I do. I won't go into any more details, but I do appreciate you. I'm still looking for Tragedy Tales. I haven't seen him since we talked to him. He hasn't been back on the show. I don't know what went on with him and his lady. I got no idea. I do feel blessed. I felt blessed yesterday. My father calls me yesterday at 2:45. He calls me. He says, "Hey," he says, "I'm hungry. You want to go get something to eat?" I said, "Sure." I said, "Pick me up 3:30. He pulled up, picked me up. We go to the restaurant, and we're outside the restaurant. I'm smoking a cigarette before I go in. He says, "I probably should have told you there's going to be like 12 to 15 people in there when you get in there." And I'm like, "What?" It was a surprise birthday party. There was a dozen of them. Had a baby 7 months old. That's his great grandchild. Yeah. Freaking me out. The generations were there, man. It warmed my heart. I felt great. I felt blessed when I left. I really did. And it was over 2 hours. We just sat there and lounged and shot the breeze, passed the baby around. You know how family gets, right? You got kids. This little 7-month-old, oh, she was a doll. She was freaking out. She cried one time. Both hands were empty. They didn't have no food in them, and she let it go. And as the food hit her mouth, she started choking back the tears. It was so cute. Nice. Very nice. Hey, remodeling a bathroom is more expensive than you think, brother. I did my brother's. I remodeled his bathroom while he was on vacation 3 years ago. It cost me $1,200. I did tub surround, ceiling fan, and flooring. I didn't replace the sink and I didn't replace the toilet, but then I painted. But yeah, it was, I mean, just 1,200 right now, gone. I did not think it was that expensive. The last I knew, those tub surround kits were like $200. They ain't that no more. Yeah. I got cut to shreds, busting out the old tile from around the shower. I had to bust that out and strip it down to the studs in order to put the surround in, right? And I didn't realize it. I wasn't wearing gloves, and I'm just taking a sledgehammer, I'm banging it out. And I look down, and there's a bunch of blood all over everything in the toilet. And I'm like, what's that? And I looked at my hands, and I'm like, oh, shit. Every little shard nicked me, and the next thing I know, I'm leaking. Made a mess. I had one of my nephews, my brother's son. I had him come in and do the drywall. And don't forget, you need those safety rails, man. Now that I'm old, I depend on those safety rails. They save my life every day in the shower. The ceiling fan was a pain in the ass, but it worked good and it got all the moisture out of the room after we were done. But you got to have that fan in there to get all the moisture out. Otherwise, you're going to have mold. Too much moisture in the bathroom is not good. It's got to be able to dry out. But yeah, I felt pretty proud when it was done, the completed job. But it was more expensive and it was a lot of work. But those safety rails, I love those things, man. I'm telling you, don't forget those. I had forgotten about them. We went back to Home Depot and picked them up. Just marked where the studs were, drilled the holes and put them in after the shower was up. The surround, you know. There's something tricky about the faucets. You have to stay with whatever brand your faucet is. You can't change brands. I thought that was retarded, but it's like they've got their own thing. So each brand, whatever brand's installed, you got to install the same brand. Otherwise, things don't match up. It was really stupid to me. No, there was some fitting on there. I would have had to cut that out of the copper pipe and then put a new fitting in. So I just went back and bought the original brand, and then it fit right in. I don't know why they don't make these damn things universal. Probably because they want to get more money out of you. Everything's more expensive. Oh, good. Yeah, my brother's house is very old. It was copper pipes. And I didn't want to mess with the copper. So I went back to Home Depot and I exchanged and I got the same brand faucet. It was still a new faucet, but it was the same brand. But you probably don't have to. Yeah, you can probably get away with the plastic. In Michigan, you can't do plastic pipes. Right. Yeah, in Michigan, if you do plastic pipes, they freeze and then they burst. And then you got to take out the whole wall to find out where the break is. That's why we use metal up here, because it gets so cold. But if you got a buddy that's a plumber, invite him over for a beer when you're ready to do the plumbing. Just invite him over for a beer. Don't give him no advance warning. You got tools. Put him to work. I used to do that with my friends out in Vegas. I'd tell my wife, yeah, we're going to have a painting party on Saturday. Uh-oh. Yeah. Well, never mind. Don't put the work off on him if he's your boss. No. Got to draw a line somewhere, right? But I used to tell all my friends, yeah, I'm going to have a party on Saturday. Come on over and party. And they'd come over and they'd say, what? And I'd say, it's a painting party. Here, put these overalls on, grab a paintbrush. Yeah. Well, most craftsmen do everything with pride. My brother retired from the Carpenters Union. That bathroom had to be the spec. That's why I got his son to help me. I wouldn't have tackled it on my own, because everything's got to be the spec when, you know, your brother works with wood and carpentry. Oh shoot. I gotta end the show. Kevin, I love you, brother. Thank you for stopping by. Give my best to the family. Okay. And good luck with your project. Okay. I hope it goes smooth. All right. Afternoon chat, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate all my viewers. Like and subscribe if you can. If you can't, don't sweat it. I'll be back on tomorrow at 3. You too, brother. I love you. All right. The star of today's show, Kevin. Okay. He's our hero. All right. Thank you, guys. Come see me tomorrow, 3. I'll be the guy with no script and no agenda, giving you the opportunity to be the star of the show. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be safe, be happy, and I dare you, find someone to love. He'll bring joy to your life. See you tomorrow. Bye.